the channel, Being a Fine Figure here, and today we are going to be taking a look at the G.I. Joe Classified Series number 132, and it is the Cobra's Iron Grenadiers. Now, this particular figure, nostalgic to my childhood growing up because it was one of the few G.I. Joe figures that I had. I had the version 1 that they released back in the 80s, and it is great to have this figure, an updated figure with a new look. They try to keep it a little bit to resemble the original one, but he's got the jacket, he's got the sword, he's got all these good things they added to it. And again, this is very nostalgic to me because this is one of the few G.I. Joe figures that I had. This one, Shipwreck, Outback, Lifeline, but the Tiger Force version. I also had a Star Viper. See what else I can't remember. Anyway, I'll name them as I go through, but I just had a handful of them. We were poor, we couldn't, my parents couldn't afford a lot of them, and I know 80s they were a lot cheaper than what they are today, but even then they were a little hard to come by around my area too. But Iron Grenadiers was indeed one of the ones that I have, so this is very special to me because I hold those particular figures very clear to my heart, because I think somewhere down in my mom's house, somewhere in her, she has a chest of all our old stuff and stuff that we kept for a long time. They might still be around, so, but it's good to have them in this form. So without further ado, I am going to get those figures out of the box and I will be right back. All right, now that we unboxed the figures out of the packaging here, we will quickly go over the accessories while it spins around on the turntable there. And right off the bat, I had picked up one from Hasbro Pulse. I had pre-ordered it back when it first came out. And I was, I usually just get 2 of these. I know they're Army Bills in my collection. I don't have a lot of room, so I usually just pick up 2. And I was like, I'll see how it is. If I wanted it anyway, but I'll see how it is. If I, eventually, if it looks good, I'll end up picking up. I'll wait for the second one. But I just happened to walk into a GameStop and it was there. Another one was there. So I was like, just get it now and just deal with it. And actually, it's a great looking figure. So I'm glad I picked them both up. And who knows? I don't know. Maybe I'll make an exception with this one, being as though it has that nostalgic feel to my childhood there. I might pick up a couple more if I happen to see them. I'm not going to go online to search them, but if I happen to come across another one at Target or a GameStop or any other place, I might be able to pick up another one, maybe 2 more. But because what they meant to me is, having the ability to have a whole collection of G.I. Joes and just had a few, and to know that these was one of them, I might just get a couple more. Anyway, but right off the bat, a little upsetting because one of the figures there, they added this cool sword, almost like a musketeer type swashbuckling sword there, and it was stuck. And I wish they would just put the swords separate on the packaging, so I guess so they can dry nice, because as you can see, it's just terrible. The paint got stuck in the inside and it's just terrible. It just ripped it off. So obviously, I know it's an easy fix, but it was a pain in the ass because it was really stuck in there. So I had to yank it off, and obviously that's what happened. Now with the second figure, it wasn't as bad. It felt a little stuck and I was like, oh man, not again. But this one wasn't as bad. You could still see it did pull out the paint a little bit. But other than that, it wasn't as bad. But I wish, just future reference, and it's not the first time that it's happened. I think with one of my Deadpools, the swords were on there. And in both of the swords, they did that. The paint came right off. So I was a little upsetting about that. So Hasbro, come on, just put them on the side. Put them next to him just like that. It would be nice in the packaging. There's no need to put them in there, especially if the paint's not completely dry, or with the humidity or the heat or whatever, it's just going to stick to it. But anyway, nice addition to it. I don't think my version, the original version, had it. I think it was just a gun, and it kind of resembles this laser gun, but we'll go over that later. But this is actually pretty cool because of the way that the uniform that they put on them gives them that nice, general type, army officer type look, like old school, somewhat like a Jedi type look. It looks pretty good, like a Star Wars look. But this is nice. I like the golden color, the handle, and then the holder. It's actually pretty good. Hopefully it won't stick on that one. He does have the helmet, which The original version had the helmet on it. So this gives it that same original look as far as the face goes. The body is a lot different because I remember the whole body was all black. It was all one tone black. And this, they've added like the metals. And I mean, it just looks really good. It looks really good. But the helmet, it looks good. It's a vastly great improvement on that figure. So I am glad for this because it's a nice looking helmet. And then he's got a lot of weapons. And again, I only remember one set of weapons coming with the original Iron Grenadiers that I own. And I think it was this laser gun. It looks just like it. I might have to look it up again because I remember I wasn't much a fan of the weapons. I think they got lost really quick. So I basically used to use them for like, playing around and wrestling with them and stuff like that. And doing pictures of them wrestling each other and stuff. So, but it was actually pretty cool. They added that little gold on top there. Keep it all coordinated with the uniform. It's nice looking. It's got the scope there. I wish they would have done something with the handle also, but as you can see, it's got that little turn there for the laser. It's actually pretty cool. But he also got a handgun, and it looks like it's almost like it looks like a 6-shooter automatic all in one. I wish they would have put a little color on this. It would have been nice. But the details on it's actually pretty good. It's it's not just simple. It does not have any holes for the peg because obviously it's too thin there. And then he's got this machine gun here, and it's got the handle on the front in red. Again, coordinating it well. Oh, and the magazine apparently does come off. And again, as I always said, it's just something else for me to lose. So I normally either just glue them in place or put them in places where if they fall off, it'd be easy to find. But yeah. But it's a nice looking machine gun, nice and simple again. A little more texture colors on it would have been nice. And then he's got the big gun. This is a nice looking one. And the magazine does come off the roll. So it's actually nicely done. It's got some nice paint to it. And it goes in easily. Actually, this one actually clamps on a lot better. So it's not as loose as other ones. So it doesn't come off. It's got the handle on top. You've got the little tripod there to stand them up if you're going to put them on the floor. And let me see if I can, as you can see, we'll do it this so you guys can see. That's a nice look. Yeah, this is nice, and it's got a little weight to it. So this is actually nice. Now, on to the figure itself. So let's, you know what? Let's just keep that one there on there. Let them spin around, and we will go over the other one. But yeah, so nice look on this one. Let me go back a little bit more there. There we go. I like the face mask on. It's actually pretty cool. They've kept it a little bit close to the original. I like the way that they decided to integrate some gray and silver on here as opposed to the other one was all red, which I enjoy that one too. But this is actually very good. The head sculpt on this is very nice. I like the details on it. And of course, when you put the helmet on there, looks like the one I used to own, except for the everything else it's a lot different, but I like the look. And of course, these are Destro's Iron Grenadiers, so it's gonna look good next to Destro, considering because Destro has the black, it's got the silver, and then of course I also have what's that dude? I got him. I keep forgetting his name, but I also have the other guy. But this is nice. I like the uniform. I like the gloss that they use on it. And he's got the Iron Grenadier symbol on his shoulder. And then he's got the nice skull there attachment here for the sword. Or is that for the gun? Is that for the sword or the gun? I think that's for... well, that sword has a peg on it. So it goes on the side. Never mind. So that's for one of the guns. It's got the little holster there. It's got all that red and gold. I like that skull. That skull looks very nice. You guys can see that? Yeah, it looks good. Looks very good. And then he's got, man, this is a very nice jacket. And he's got the tail, that tuxedo type tail jacket. I wish they would have got a bit more glossiness on the bottom of it. I wonder if this comes off. It looks like it's a single added piece, and it doesn't really slide off. It would have been cool if we can just take it off. But I see all this gloss around. That's nice. They should have just done that with that nice glossy look too. But I guess they only did certain spots basically. The elbow padding, the back padding, the back there, the ribs, and then everything was flat. But it would have been nice if this portion was nice and glossy also. But I like it, man. This is very nice. It's got the gloves. Are supposed to be a watch now. The trigger fingers there. G.I. Joe articulation. It's the same. Oh wait, he has a tie. Homeboy is very well dressed. These are the managers. These are the managers of the Iron Grenadiers. They got a tie. Look at that. And then, of course, it would have been nice if they would have put black on the knee pads. It would have been nice. That would have stood out a little bit better than the nice shiny boots. Look at that. It looks like he takes care of himself. These guys all about the grooming and the making sure they look good as officers. This is actually pretty good, man. I love it. I definitely love this figure. And again, it brings just the memories of the Joes that I own are actually pretty cool. And so let's put this bad boy together. Oh yeah, that looks nice. He definitely looks nice. What do we get there? Let's see. So I guess the little one goes in the back. Very nice. Yeah, this is nice. Does the laser one go in the back here? Yeah, going to make sense, I guess. The smaller one there. And then it's all a question of which one you want him to carry at a time. Obviously, this one might be the one to pose him with, because carrying that bad boy around might be a little bit too much. And then, that's fucking... I tell you, these Kung Fu trigger fingers, man, they need to make them a little bit looser. Because sometimes they don't quite reach. There it is. There it is. That's a nice looking weapon there. So yeah, that's nice, man. It was so few that I had, and Daltone was another one, and I'm so excited because that is on pre-order. I'm glad that they came up with that one. And again, Outback was my favorite. You know, Lifeline. I know a lot of people are not a fan of Lifeline. I had the Tiger Force version. I wish they would come up with that because I have so far all the Tiger Force subline. So it'd be great to add that one. And again, that one was very close because I had that one. Who else? I had Shipwreck, obviously. I mean, who didn't? I mean, Shipwreck, I think, in my area was the easiest. It was accessible. He was everywhere. So it was, you know, it was nice to have him. And then who else? I think I had a few more. Again, the Star Viper. I don't know if they're ever going to make one of those. But hopefully they do. And then I think that was it. I think those were the ones that I had. I don't know. If I think of any more, I'll make a video with them once I get them all come. Oh, yeah. The Techno Viper. Can't forget them. There was another one of my ones that I used to own. I used to own a Techno Viper. It was all, the silver on it was all pretty much non-existent. It was all scratched out and from wearing and using it and stuff. But he was another one that I had. So, but this is great. Again, to have figures like this from my childhood brought back and be able to own them in a bigger scale with the same, if not better, details on them. It's amazing. I mean, what they're doing, again, they're killing it. They continue to do these, and so far they're good. And much can I say? They are killing it. They are definitely killing it at G.I. Joe. Those guys are true fans, so they know. It's like they know us with their releases and stuff. It's such a good thing that they're doing, and again, such a wonderful thing that we're able as adults go back and relive some of our childhood with some of these figures. And you know, there's a lot of. And I'm not the only one. There's guys out there, and I've watched and I see their videos that, hey, I used to have this one, and some of them still do. I mean, they still do, and they compare their version from the 80s to these new versions, and, you know, sometimes they're spot on, sometimes they're improved. Sometimes, you know, once in a while they'll miss something that they should have added from the other one, but they try to, again, keep it as close as they can possible. So, being as though these are Destro's Iron Grenadiers, let's see what they look like next to their boss. And here he is again with their boss, Destro and Metalhead, the Iron Grenadiers. And I can't wait to see what else they're going to come up with as far as this line. Who's next? Who is next, Hasbro? Who is next? But this is great. And again, I don't have the original G.I. Joe classified Destro. I do have this retro, but I like it better. This retro was much better. I definitely like it better. I mean, it wasn't much different than the other one, but I like the color. As you can see, the black, the gray, the silver, it all matches up pretty well. And so does Metalhead. He matches up incredibly great with this line. So definitely, again, the figures that I had growing up, I'm definitely going to have to pick up 2 more. Oh my God, this is just incredible. It looks good. Definitely got to get 2 more. Make at least these look a lot better, even though I don't have the room, but I'll make room for them. I will find room for them, but again, it's incredible. I can't wait to get a couple more from the ones I used to own, and this is incredible. I mean, I started initially with just saying, you know, I'm just going to get the ones that are the ones that I used to have and not go too crazy. I just couldn't stop. I mean, they're killing it. And now that I finally got my hands on a retro Cobra Commander, I mean, who knows? He's still the ultimate boss. You can't beat it. This is incredible. There he is with his number man. I mean, his number 2 right-hand man that he can't trust. But hey, I don't know, the Cobra has always been known to be, you know, they stab each other in the back. So, and yet they still make it work. So anyway, as always, guys, thank you for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think of these. Do they pretty much live up to the expectations of what they were back in the 80s? Or do you think they could have done a lot better, or keeping it more true to what those versions are, which we'll probably see them in maybe in a retro look. I don't see why they wouldn't do it. But anyway, as always, thank you for your support. Continue to support each other. Continue to be a fine figure, and I will see you later.